You know, there's one thing that every gearhead just dreams about doing, and that's running his vehicle wide open down the road. I mean, that's really the reason that we build and buy this kind of stuff. We like to go fast. Come on, admit it, it's okay. The problem is, there's speed limits out there, and cops and laws that tell you you can't just drive as fast as you want whenever you want. And if you do this, well, you're probably going to get your vehicle impounded and you're probably going to spend some time in jail. These are not good things. But wouldn't it be great if just one time you could take your vehicle out on a public road and just open that sucker up? I mean, not have to worry about cops or anything. Just go as fast as you could. That would be great. Well, if you feel this way, you are going to love today's show, because there is a place that you can actually do this. But we got to go to Nevada to do it. Come on. The event is called the Silver State Classic Road Race, and it happens twice a year as hundreds of racers and their machines descend on the tiny town of Ely, Nevada, with one goal in mind: to go fast, really fast, on a public highway. The event has been around for about 20 years, and Steve Waldman was not only there at the beginning, he's one of the founders of this wild 90-mile race through the desert.
The town was depressed, the mines were shut, so of course when they found out that we were going to be bringing a certain amount of tourism, they said, hey, great. And in 1988, in September, we started with 51 cars.
But to truly understand this thing, you got to understand it's more than just a race. This is a week-long event. And if you want to be involved in it, the first thing you need to do is get yourself a car together. So, for this year's race, we hooked up with our buddies at K&N, since they not only run this race every year, but they also offered to let me drive this killer 55 Chevy in the race, since I promised to treat it with loving care and not scratch it. However, during a round of testing at the drag strip, I quickly found a weak spot in the rear end. Back at the shop, a quick examination revealed that a weak weld in the housing had broken and allowed the axle to move, resulting in some bent four-link bars. Unfortunately, this put the status for the 55 in question for the Silver State. I was able to spend a little time in Jerry's Viper, and it was definitely ready to run. When the week of the race arrives, people start to descend on the town of Ely in swarms, and that's when you really start to see the diversity of this event. You never know what you're going to see. Vipers, Corvettes, Lamborghinis, all kinds of exotic vehicles. But that's not all. You're also going to see race cars and daily drivers and even some low-budget beaters, because that's part of the magic of what this race is. It is you taking what you've got and going out and running flat out on a public highway. So no matter what you've got, you're going to have fun, because basically what you're doing is illegal anywhere else except in Nevada on race day.
This is not a Corvette.
No, that is not a Corvette. What class you running in?
110.
110?
Yeah,
Good. That's a good class.
Well, that's the first time that's the fastest you can go.
You sound like you've been around.
No. He just talks like it. You got the seal. He's got that voice, man. I didn't spin out. That's all that matters.
So I worked the course for 2 years, and I thought, damn, I don't want to do this. I want to run it, you know. What do I have, you know, that could do it, you know? So I have the Durango here. Run the slow class 95. This will do 95 easily. Not much more than that, probably. But last year I had a ball doing it, so hey, I'm back again.
However, no matter what you're driving, the tech inspection is something that every car must pass. And they don't mess around here, since there's been some pretty serious wrecks in this event over the years.
You're all done. Have fun. Thanks a lot. Okay, thank you.
Now, the big question, how do you win? Well, simple. You're racing against the clock, so you have to nail the average speed of your class to win your class. Not that easy to do over 90 miles of two-lane highway. Now, the classes run from 95 miles an hour all the way up to the unlimited class, and those guys are really hauling. Now, that's another thing. You can't just go out and drive like Bonsai Joe here. No, man. You got to do it safely. Remember, this is really an outlaw race. There have been people die in this thing over the years. So the tech and safety requirements are extremely important.
We want everybody to come out, have a great time, enjoy everything that we have to offer, go back home with a big smile and nothing else. Just a big smile and say, hey, I enjoyed it. I want to come back.
Now, most drivers will carry a navigator with them because the navigator is the one that keeps your timing on track. Remember, this is a road race, so you're going to be going around curves and turns, and you're going to have to slow down a little bit. The navigator's job is to make sure that you're picking up the time on the straightaways that you lost going around the curves. So you can see there is a lot more to this race than just getting in a car and stomping on the gas. No, you have got to have the right crew, you've got to have the right equipment, and you have got to be thinking all the time.
It's a real competitive class, and people are within less than a second of their target time, so we have no hope of really winning, but we're going to try our best.
I have hope of
do
winning.
as good as we can.
You gotta hope.
Okay, we have hope.
Fill me in on this car. This is a real NASCAR car, right?
Yeah, I used to be the Mobile One car.
Yeah. What year?
Mayfield.
Okay.
Won the Winston Open and won Pocono in it. And I picked it up from a buddy of mine, Martin Nesbitt, North Carolina. Drug it down to California, stuffed the motor in it, and we're getting ready to run the Silver State.
A successful automotive project takes planning and organization, but instead of using an old tablet or notebook, there's the Gearz Deluxe Project Planning Book. This was designed to help you lay out a project, the parts, the tools, costs, and keep it organized with colored tabs, a pouch for receipts, and even a place to attach photos. If you decide to sell the vehicle, it serves as a complete history of what's been done. If you have a project or plan on starting one, the Gearz Project Planning Book is the best way to lay it out and make it happen.
You know, one thing that people don't realize when they set out to run the Silver State Classic Road Race in Nevada is that it's more than just a single event. No, it's 3 days of all kinds of events, starting with a parade through Ely, Nevada to celebrate the town and the event. And people come from all over the country to see it.
There you go. I'm on Gearz TV.
At this point, the events start to happen pretty fast, and the tech inspectors jump into action as they inspect the cars that are running the Z1Z.
Rocks in the tires, nails, loose valve stems. Just make sure his tires are perfect. We won't die down there.
Essentially what we're looking for is to see that all the safety equipment is in place, such as the chin strap, that it's secure, that they have the proper type of harness in place, that they don't have any projectiles inside the car.
Now, this is a race that allows you to see how fast you can take your car from zero, blast up to 100 miles an hour, and then bring it back to zero. They follow that with the Z2Z race, which allows you to hit 200 miles an hour before hauling it back to a stop. And this race can get pretty wild at the top end. Another event is the High Noon Shootout. Now, this is a half-mile blast from a standing start to see just how fast you can go. Now, this is a challenge since most of these cars have tall gears for running top speed, not for getting off the line. Now, since the 55 Chevy was lacking the proper safety equipment to run any of the races, I jumped into K&N's hot-rodded Mitsubishi Evo and ran that. And I had a blast, which goes to show you, it doesn't matter what you drive, as long as you get out here and drive something. However, on the way back to town is when the 55 got its revenge on me. When I rumbled past the local cops a good bit north of the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Hello, sir.
And there's nothing like a bright orange 55 sitting on the side of the road to attract even more attention.
Well, looks like the tags are expired and the insurance is expired. So, I don't know. How many are back there?
We get people for speed every day. That's the.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of what we do. We're like big referees out here in a football game, or referees in a big football game out here. We keep everybody on the same keel, on the same speed.
All right. Thank you. For the citation. Oh, sure thing. Have the same thing.
Thank you. In spite of getting a ticket, man, we still had a great day, ran the races, the cops were cool. However, there is one other rule that you need to know about. If you get a speeding ticket while you're in town for the race, it automatically disqualifies you from the race. Just something you need to know about, because this little piece of paper here will definitely ruin your weekend. And you do not want that to happen. We're about to show you why.
If you like cars, if you like coffee, you're gonna love Gearz coffee cars. Because in each pack, you'll find a special blend of rich, robust coffee to get your blood pumping, as well as a collectible cartoon sticker and matching photo card of some of the wildest vehicles Stacey has built or featured over the years. Collect the whole series and be sure to keep an eye out for the ultra-rare Strange Brew card that are added to random packages to keep things interesting. It's Gearz coffee cars, the best bean on the car scene.
Hey, if you're just getting here, you are just in time, because we are featuring the last true outlaw race out there, the Silver State Classic. Now, this is a run-what-you-brung road race down 90 miles of two-lane highway in Nevada that anybody that owns a car or truck can come and run. And you're running with the coyotes and the jackrabbits and the birds and all the other wildlife that's there in Nevada. Yeah, this is a wild event. Check it out. On the morning of the running of the Silver State, things get started early as the cars line up in Ely, Nevada, and then head down the road to where the start of the race is. Then, just on the outskirts of the tiny town of Lund, right next to the middle of nowhere, the cars are lined up in classes, and everybody anxiously begins waiting the start of the race. When all the course workers are in place and the road is properly closed, things start happening very quickly as the cars start launching just a minute or so apart. And the sound of these high-performance cars at full throttle echoing off the Nevada hills is an incredible experience.
You know, we've all seen cars on racetracks going over 200, but I'll tell you, when you see some of these guys coming down the highway for a mile or so at 200 plus miles an hour, it just makes the hair stand up in my neck, I'll tell you that.
Unfortunately, the first wreck of the day was also the worst, when veteran driver Jerry Mull blew the bottom out of his new Viper engine at about 210 miles an hour. Even though he flipped the car and there was a small fire, Jerry walked away with no injuries. This is a big testament to the stringent safety rules and regulations that this event requires. After Jerry's wreck, there were some other delays, and nobody could seem to figure out why. So, we gathered up our crack team of investigators to do a little investigative reporting to find out what was holding up the race. What we found was a simple case of miscommunication.
South Narrows, come in, over. South Narrows, come in. South Narrows, South Narrows.
With that out of the way, the race was resumed. And once again, the Nevada desert and the surrounding hills roared with the sounds of screaming engines as regular people drove street-legal vehicles down a public highway at 3 or 4 times the posted speed limit. Is this cool or what? Now, if that doesn't get your blood pumping, nothing will. This is one event that every gearhead should do at least once in their life because there is nothing like it. So get yourself a car or a truck and bring it on out. You know I'm going to be there. I expect to see you there too.